Topic number 2 is Matt Reeves, who is the director of the Batman, and obviously he's probably signed on for a trilogy of films.
Well, yeah, they've confirmed Pattinson's on them for a few already.
Right,
okay.
As always happens. But yeah, they say he faces an impossible problem with the Joker because he's already said that he wants to bring in the Joker at some point in these films. So this comes to us via Screen Rant, and it says, as Matt Reeves has already said, he has ideas for sequels to the Batman. His potential trilogy faces a big Joker problem. The Joker has long been Batman's most iconic foe and the Dark Knight's biggest nemesis, and their long-standing relationship is often shown to be a defining point of both characters. The Joker embodies all of the qualities that Batman doesn't possess. His spontaneity and humor define the character's chaotic personality in a way that perfectly complements Batman's darker, more serious approach to his vigilantism. Much like his rich comic book history, the Joker has appeared in a number of different cinematic guises, portrayed by a number of actors, and every movie, Joker has brought something different to the character. First, there was Cesar Romero, then Jack Nicholson, then Heath Ledger's iconic take on in The Dark Knight, followed by Jared Leto's DCEU version, and finally, Joaquin Phoenix's 2019 Joker. With so many previous cinematic interpretations, Matt Reeves' The Batman trilogy faces an impossible task as far as the Joker is concerned. Every Batman needs a Joker, but with so many cinematic takes on a character, it may not be possible to bring in anything new to the Batman's version. Previous versions have even touched on the very tone that Reeves' film seeks to emulate, putting any Joker going up against Robert Pattinson's Batman at an immediate disadvantage to previous iterations. Yeah, I'll leave it as that. But basically, we get the gist of what his problem is that there's been too many iterations of the Joker, some of them along the lines of the tone of the Batman, and so what can he bring that's different to the table? Since you sent me this story, Damien, enlighten us on what you think.
The reason I jumped on is because this article goes on for about literally 15 minutes.
He
compares all the Batman films and the Joker incarnations. And something that intrigued me when I read this was something that Leon actually brought up a few episodes ago, and we looked at someone we've hyped on about since Spider-Man No Way Home, and his name has just disappeared from my head.
William Dafoe. William Dafoe
put his name out there. Well, didn't put his name out there, but mentioned he would like to play the Joker opposite Joaquin Phoenix's incarnation.
Yeah.
Now, in this article, it goes on to say that the best fit he sees for the current Batman, for those who are going to go and see it tonight or have someone managed to see it already before it comes out on Thursday, he says that the Batman with Heath Ledger was the best Joker incarnation that would fit this current universe because it's just gritty enough, whereas he thinks that Joaquin Phoenix's is slightly off an edge and a kilter with the psychological element of it.
Yeah.
But going to Leon's point, I think bringing in William Dafoe and the sensibilities he could bring to it, and then changing, he could be more of a ferocious animal than what Joaquin Phoenix was. Joaquin Phoenix is very much a demented psychological breakdown of a character, which wouldn't really fare very well, I think, against Batman.
No.
Because I think he'd just get beat into a pulp. You need someone that could bring the same sensibilities, but have that general kind of like violent nature to them that I think William Dafoe could portray on screen. And that's why I think that they're missing a trick with that. I think if they do a sequel to Joker, they bring in Dafoe and then they connect that to the Batman. I think that works. That's the way I look at it. You can't do the Cesar Romero one because that's just way too out there.
Way too camp.
Yeah, you can't do like Jared Leto's one's not going to fit this at all. Like the gangster vibe with the bling and that didn't.
Nah, Jack Nicholson's done out here.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson's done.
Yeah.
But I think
How old is Jack Nicholson now? 102?
gotta be. Gotta be.
Yeah. Does he even still act?
Yeah, he still think so.
He was a great Joker.
Oh,
he was amazing Joker.
He was a great Joker.
Well, he warned Heath Ledger about the role, didn't he? He said that, listen, this role...
You're going to go to a place where you do
Yeah, and he warned him, man. He said, listen, just careful.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened, man. But yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I mean, I think if they can get him on board, I'd definitely be up for that. And I definitely think that could work. It just depends on how you write the character in. I don't think it's impossible. I mean, everyone's saying that the psychological element of the new Batman with Paul Dano is like very dark and Seven-ish and all those comparisons. But I think you can work in the Joker if you do it the right way. And I think the way that Leon mentioned it with Defoe, I think could work.
yeah, I think so. So what you saying then, Leon? You think that's the way they're gonna go?
I don't know if that's the way they're gonna go, but that's the way.
That makes the most
Yeah, I
sense.
echo what Damien's saying exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, let's get some multiverse. Even if he is just a copycat.
I
Even
think-
if he's a copycat
Yeah,
Joker,
yeah, I
he's
think-
not that actual Joker, but they don't realize he's not that actual Joker until the end of the film or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You know, like I think that'd be a nice little touch.
I think that will work very well.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that
Copycat.
will work very well.
And then they can feel it out.
I mean, one way they could go, which I don't think is going to be a popular way, is to not even do a Joker. Because the good thing about Batman, as is the case with Spider-Man, is they've got a massive rogues gallery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Massive rogues gallery. I mean, you there's so many villains, iconic villains that Batman could fight.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they put them all in this friggin' film, the Batman. You know what I mean? I mean, you've got the Penguin, you've got the Riddler,
Catwoman.
you've got Catwoman. You know what I mean? Like, how many fucking villains does he need to fight?
You've even got Maroni in there as well. So it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what's going on? I mean, the only guy that I can think of off the top of my head that's a main villain of his that's not in there is Bane. Do you know what I mean? And you know he's coming.
I'd want to see Two-Face. I feel like they've not been able to do Two-Face.
Right.
You got him, but then he was gone within the
And I think the way they did him in The Dark Knight was fantastic.
Yeah.
And if they carried on with that iteration, that would work well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, you're 100% right, man. I mean,
Bring back Arnie.
Eyes to see you.
Eyes to see you. I want to see Poison Ivy as well. I want to see Poison Ivy. You know, but yeah, I mean, they could go that way, but I know that's not popular because the Joker is so iconic and is so popular, and the fact that we've had the last Joker be so successful. I just think, it doesn't make, and I get it. It doesn't make any sense not putting the Joker in this trilogy. But as Damien said, the Heath Ledger one would make the most sense. That's not possible. So the next best thing, I think, is what you said, Leon, is getting someone like Defoe, although I'd prefer Defoe, not someone like him.
No,
Defoe.
Get Defoe in there. So if you're listening, Defoe.
Yeah, William Defoe. Get him as the Joker copycat. Because you can even have it like he's copying the joke that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker years later. You don't even have to have it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's just obsessed with him.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Because
Because
got a shrine to him and all
right,
sorts.
that makes
them,
sense.
them kind of maddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because as we said in that show previous, it can't be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker because Bruce Wayne was a kid.
Yeah.
If you remember
You
right.
need to have it like fast
Right.
forwarded.
Unless you're gonna have Joker in these Zimmer frames,
That's what I'm saying.
which isn't very
But we
exciting.
need these old enough.
Yeah,
to make
exactly
sense.
for him to grow up, and
Yeah.
then it does make sense. So, I mean, I'll be very interested to see. I mean, they might not even care about the Joaquin Phoenix's Joker because obviously he's doing the second one. But they might not even care. They might do what they might just say that's another universe, Earth 2. You know, because they do that in DC as
Great
well.
at the moment.
Well, yeah. Well, but so in the comics, you got normal Earth, and then you've got Earth 2. Marvel call it Earth something. They've got multiple Earths anyway. But yeah, that's how they get around that shit.
Oh, okay.
So for instance, we know that there's a new Superman coming that's going to be black. He's Earth 2 Superman.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it goes. But anyway, guys, what do you think about the Batman trilogy having a Joker in at some point, and which version should they have? Do you agree with Leon, as we all do, that William Dafoe would be a fantastic Joker copycat to get in there?
Or you got someone else in mind? Totally different. That we ain't thought about.
Exactly. Leave us your suggestions. In the comments down below.
Are you looking forward to the Batman? Because we are.
Oh yeah.